dog and the cat, the way we pass through the seventh gate. Let me see if I can turn this camera around. Yeah, I can. I don't know if I can turn the camera around. On the other one, hold on a second. I have my phone up here at the same time. Just 1 second. Just let me try to see if I can. I'm trying to show this to two cameras at the same time, so I don't know if it's going to be easy. Okay, so I'm on TiCHeConnectT right now. If you're on YouTube and they're the same name, very sorry the computer's down. If you'd like to help out the channel, that would be fantastic so I can get a few things in order in the house. Much appreciated, right? What happens, right? Number 42. Does anybody know what number 42 is? And there's so many things to discuss. Our alphabet is characters connected with dots and dashes. It was made easy for me. Okay, because I haven't even really worked on that part other than the understanding of what certain letters do and don't do. And I don't only do English, I like to look at Greek and Hebrew letters for a few understandings amongst them itself. There's a lot to do with shapes, with this shape or the shape, what these shapes say. When you have something pointed, something you can't see, it's showing you angle. Depending on how many ribs you go out, will tell you more about this angle, how close the eye is going to be. And then you can go ahead and use one of these, right, for sizes, noting that we start this size, 1/8, and then it takes 8 of them to get to a whole. So if we're working at eighths, because 9 times 9, 9 plus 9, right, is going to be 81, and 18 tells me, if it can tell me 18, it can tell me about eighths, it can tell me about 81, it can tell me about 18. Now 18 is the truck, the 18-wheeler. Now you're going to have to write all this down. Don't expect to remember anything at all. So if you need to slow me down, ask me a question, understand anything, I'm hoping I don't have to continuously stop. 13, 31, 13, 57, 31, 13, 31, 75, 57, 75, 2015, the year of the orphan, 20 equaling to T minus and counting, which is the crossing of 4 stars, 40, crossing the 5th area. 4 by 5 is 20, crossing of the sun star system, 10. When you're talking about 30, when you're talking about 15, you're talking about the letter O, the crossing of 3 parts of the 4-part star, equaling to what is 30, plus the 3 parts passing 15, which means I cross over number 5, E, 3 times, equaling to 15, and now we have the O. So when we have the countdown, we have T minus counting 10, 9 from the star system of 9, 1, 2, 8, 2, 8, 3, 7, 4, 6. The blank space. What do you see? Just note, it was a circle. We can create 2 squares. What do you see? You see an empty space, right? You see an empty space? That's what the space looks like. You want to see it bigger? That's what the space looks like. You might see 4. There's a total of 9. It doesn't matter which side I turn it to. There's a total of 9. Now we can call it an individual sport. Have 1 die. 2 die. 3 die. Tie die. I don't remember 3 die. And then there's 4 die. 2 die, 4. Is it the opposition? Is it the opponents? Every single one of these dice are going to say 33, 66, 99. On this one over here, once I get to 99 and you start all over again, it becomes 3, 3, 3. This cube over here, right away in its own, it's 3, 3, and 3. You see the 3, 4, 8, 7, 4, right? And 6, 3, 2, Then there's 3 in the center. Then the artwork will show you something different. And do we take these as circles, or do we connect them as connecting dots? Because they tell a different story as connecting dots as whole area space. So I'm using this, okay? There's just something here, it's just a little bizarre. I'm gonna write it down and then show you. I'm not sure if I can get this here on my phone. I'm trying to keep my phone. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm trying to get this. Okay, maybe I can put this cube back here and get this phone to sit up properly. Just 1 sec. See this over here? And I'm not getting it into the camera the same. Let me see. See over here, these are the 9 dots, right? Or these are the 9 dots. You see, the thing is, this 4 corners can create this. This 1 dot is right over here to the 9. So when we finish that off, if it was 9 dots, it would be looking like that. So in all actuality, it has to be 16 dots in order to create it. It must be 16 dots. "16 dots will create 4 areas, 9 areas. 9 dots will create 4 areas. This one goes in the center of this one over here. This is going to be what Mars is, right? And we're going to call it Mars 22. And this one we're going to call sorry about that. This one we're going to call Earth 33. Hey, you can't keep doing that. Can't keep doing that. Okay. Okay. So this will be Earth 33. The reason this is Earth 33 and this is Mars 22 is because, just give me a second on here. This is a 3 by 3 area. This is a 2 by 2 area. 3 times 3 times 3 equals going to be 27, and Rubik's Cube will be 27 area spaces. 2 by 2 by 2 will be 8 area spaces. So 3 cubed and 2 cubed. And then it's 3 squared and 2 squared. 3 squared and 2 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. The 4th finger and the 9th finger are Mars and birth coming together. 33 voided areas on the cube. Let me show you the cube. On this cube, there's 33 voided areas and 22 on the ring. What that means is when you look at the face of this, you're going to be looking at this. There is 9. If I go around here, there will be 36. 36 to this, 4 by 9. So what I do now, okay, what do we do now is we're going to count the dots. 4, 9, 12, 14. So now we're going to go 36 minus 14 is 22. There's 22 to the ring, which is 11 and 11. There's 11 to the pole, 11, 11, 11. That's your 33, your 22, and 11 to the pole. Your 4 times 2, 4 plus 2, okay, is going to create the dividing gates between 6 and 8, which is going to be number 7, and that's going to be what is the 6 points and 1 point. The coming into the E worlds, which is going to be the 5, and the 2 moons of Mars equaling to 7. The coming together of Earth and Mars, the 4th and the 3rd planet, equaling to 7. Well, what the configuration of Mars is when Venus is when Venus sets itself upon Mars with 2 moons, equaling to what is 2 into 4, and then Venus settling itself upon with the 1 moon, or counting it as Mercury. We end up with, now for all these 7s, we end up with 6 days a week, or 6 points for a touchdown, and the 1 day of rest. We end up with the 5 work days, and the connecting Saturday and Sunday. Or we end up what is the 7th gate finale, which means 7 times 7 times 7 is 343, the 4th and the 3rd planets, in which, well, how it's calculated as 3 days, 1 day, and 3 days. But we're only using 2 numbers. The connection to the moons are within the 4 and the 3 days coming together. Note that A, B, C, I think I already wrote this out. Let me see if I can put it on here. Okay, note A, B, C, D, A, B, C, B, C, D, A, C, D. Now, how we come into what is A, E, and I, right? Now, what is 10? Forget about your thumbs, right? Your 2 thumbs. Imagine if you were, let me see where my calculator is again. Look at this part over here, this number 5, right? You need to connect these 4 areas with this area, and you need to connect these 4 areas with this area. So you must count this in both houses. So what you do, imagine this was sitting over here. So what you do is you take the bottom row and you put it over the 5 area. Then you take the top row and you put it over the 5 area. So you both connected, overlapped. Otherwise, you're kissing at the 0.5. Maybe if you're kissing at the 0.5, you're in the river. But if you're over the number, you might be on the land. Are you on the river or are you on the land part of it? So where was I with that scenario? Yes, so what you have is this. Let me mark this down. So what you have over here, and I'm hoping that those who are watching me on Facebook, sorry, hi Tammy, I only have TiCHeConnectT tonight. Sorry about that. My computer is down, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Katie Lang, Bobby, okay, gotta love the cat. Thank you. Yeah, so let me just continue. So what you have is you have A, B, C, D. That's your boot beginning. That's the beginning of your boot. Let me see if I can... binary code, prime numbers, it doesn't matter what it is. It's all got its reality, you know. How about the constellation designs through prime numbers? I'm trying to see if these fit the constellations. This is all the connections of different ways prime numbers come together. A lot of stuff with the zodiac. Everything to do with the zodiac is because that's the way numbers work. You can see it over and over. It's telling exactly the story it tells. I don't know the stories. I'm not fully versed on them yet. I'm just trying to look for one of my boots. Right? Just to show you one thing about the zodiac sign is there's a fire here, a fire here, a fire here. There's an earth here, an earth here. Whatever goes here has to be earth. There's a water here, there's water here, but there's water here. Whatever goes here has to be water. It's going to be a combination of turning this around itself. You can either put 8 around this, or you can put 3 around this. Either you make it a face of 4 to a face. Right, here's 12. Actually, this we can bend over. This will have to bend over because you only get 3. I think I started over again. Oh, yes, I have all 12. Yes, I have all 12. So we'd need, I think the number with that one is 84. You ever see George Washington? Right? 13 reflects the moon, the rotation within the moon. But George is 57. Male and female electric company within the moon. Okay, let me see where I was. I want to show you the boot, or I'm just going to design the boot. Sorry, cat. So let me go and see if I can find that boot. Well, I have one of them, and it's like this. These are the Tetris pieces, so whatever the Tetris name gets, you can use these pieces in their hand. Here's the boot. Here's your ABC equaling to 6. Add the 4, it equals to 10. Your first wing is 10, and here's your second wing. It connects with the E worlds here. The star system connect, okay, will either connect like this, creating all 11s, right? You can also do the same thing, and it'll create all 9s. One system of the star, the other side of the star. How can I show you this? Let me show you this part. I know I'm all over the place all the time. But this instrument over here tells you this story. First, it tells you the dice story, right? The 6 and the 1, 7. So 6 and 1, 7. The opposite angle, 3 and 4, 7. To put the band in between, 3 and 2 and 5, 7. Now, like I just showed you, right? See that over here, except you saw it this way. You saw it this way. And then you see it this way. And then you see it this way. And then you see it this way. So when I show you this calculator, what you're going to see is the bottom part, 347, 617, 257, to what the reverse wing is going to be is 9, 4, 13, 7, 6, 13, 8, and 5, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. We now have what 7 and 4 is. This 7 and 4 is going to reflect the other 7 and 4. That 4 is going to be a representation of this 1 and 3. This 1 and 3 inside of the 1 numbers is going to represent our moon. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, 3. Is it altered current or direct current? And the multiplication of 4 times 3, 4 plus 3 is 7 and 12. So you're going to connect to the E world. The 12, when we look at number 12, we're going to look at 6 and 6. But 6 and 6 is connected. 6 and 8 and 6 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5, the E world. The other thing about 12 is that it's not just 12, 6 and 6. It's also 12 as 7 and 5. 7 and 5 meet at the face. In order to meet on top of yourself, okay, you would have to meet number 13. The zodiac sign Lock is number 13. Why do I say that? If I move forward 6 signs, I'm going to end up with Virgo. But if I move backwards 7 signs from Pisces, I'm going to get to Virgo. If I go to Cancer, which is 4, I'm going to have to go back 9 signs in order to go from what is Pisces over to Cancer. But when I go over those 9 signs, I went over the value of Scorpio, 9. The reverse of the value of Scorpio moving over is 4, Cancer. That when if I move over 9 zodiac signs, if I do reverse, okay, if I do reverse of what is Gemini, 3, right, I'm going to go 10 signs and I'm going to go Capricorn, going forwards and backwards. So now we're also going to be showing different gaps. One of the greatest gaps, okay, is going to be what is 1 through 6 and what is 7 through 12. Then we're going to have to lock up. We're going to have to lock up. We're going to lock up, okay? Now, in different ways, there's different ways to lock up the zodiac. First of all, the basic of a lockup is when we lock up the We need to lock up, sorry about that, Aries. We need to lock up Aries with Pisces. Okay, then we need the center lock. We need the center lock between Libra and Virgo, and then we're going to have to lock up the end lock, right? So that'll be connecting the 12th and the 1st is 13, the 6th and the 7th is 13, and then, well, that's going to be it. That's going to be your lock, right? Let me see, did we lock it? We locked, yes, so we locked the top and the bottom, 1 to 6, right? So you're only going to go around this way 6 and this way 6, right? Unless you're doing this, right? If you want to lock up, you go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. You locked up 6 numbers. And then like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. You locked up another 6 numbers. But there's only 9 numbers. You have to lock up from both sides. We need those extra numbers. We need to lock them in. We need to sew them in. Did you note on this that 3 times 1 is 3? That 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. That 3 times 7 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. That 3 times 3 is 9. Put it all in this. That 3 times 2 is 6. Put it here. That 3 by 5 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Put it here. That 3 times 8 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6. Put it here. 3 times 6 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Put it all here. 9 comes into the game as your 10 star. Do you remember we spoke about the 10 star? Right? Your 10 star connect when you're born into the 10th month is when you then connect this 1 over here to this 9 over here. When you connect that, here is your 20 connect, your 1, 9, and your 2, 8. That's your first base creation, your 1, 9, and your 2, 8. Or is it your heavens coming of your birth into the moons of Mars and Earth, Luna and Deimos? Then when you come into the 7th gate, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 8 and 6. You come into the rivers of the 7th gate. Right over here in between is the other 7. 6, 7, 8. 5, 7, 9. When you're going this way, up by 2s, you must look at this. My cat is pushing my screen. When you look at this, up by 2s, look at this. That angle jumps everything by 2. The other angle jumps everything by 4. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8. I don't know what the whole equation is to understand, right? But that's what it says. So when you have this as the 7th gate, you're now going to look at, first of all, give me a second. So before I show what the result is, let me see if anybody is saying anything. Hello, Sober Susie, how you doing? Kevin Asta, Trifon, say hi, say hi, say hi. Let me see if I haven't left anybody out. Me when I'm schizophrenic. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Say hi, say hi, say hi. Hello, Ernest, how it's been a long time. Actually, it hasn't been a long time. I'm not sure if I said hi. Hello, Cindy. Hello, hello. Hello, let me see how far back I have to go. Okay. Let me see where I am. I'm going to give myself a few hearts over here. Let me ticky-tocky these hearts. Let me see who's actually here with us. Hello, Charlie. How you doing? I say that to howdy, everybody. Howdy, howdy. So this is what happens with your 6 and your 8. Let me see if I can get on both screens at the same time. So here's what it is. Let me see. Okay, I'm not getting it on. I don't know why I'm not getting it on. Okay, let me see. I don't get it. I don't get it. My camera is really weird. My camera is freaking really weird. Really, really weird. Okay, so where is it? Okay. Here's where it is. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16 and 8, 24. 2 and 4 is 6. The letter X. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is 9 and 6 from your birth to your half-life. Your full life is a 12-inch ruler. You need 3 12-inch rulers for 36 inches for 1 yard. You need 10 of those for your first down. 15. 1 and 5 is 6. That equals to 66. Each of these equal to 77. And when you look at on the dice cube, your 33 reverses to 44. Your 14, sorry, is that 14? Your 15. See that 15? It's sort of backwards, eh? Can't do it any other way with my phone right now. Sorry about that. You see that 15 over there? Well, that 15 is right over here. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 5 and 6, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. If I just swing it around, and you got 2 and 6, 2 and 6, 2 times 6, 2 plus 6, 12 and 8, 20. 2 plus 0, 1 plus 1, both equal 2. These are the reverse of each other. So far, it's so perfect. This is your base creation. This is the coming of the Father. This is your alphabet creation through the moons, right? Into this 6-body hijack. Into the 6-body hijack. The singular moon and the double moon. 1 and 2 is your 5 and 6 creation, right over here. The numeric value for Mars creates this entity to exist through 1 and 2 creation. This entity that exists, that you see, comes from the beginning of the Fibonacci, coming out of the number 1, coming out of the double sun system. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals 1 and 2 equals to 3, in which will create the 3, the female, 1221, that brought us to who we are, into the E worlds. When you look at 2 and 4, you flip it to 5 and 3, that's electric company, the E world of creation, where 1 came into 2. This is also going to tell you about 64, the operator of Zion, Israel, the blue house of Mars. Where do I get this from? See these empty spaces, right? That's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. See all these empty spaces? There are 6. 6 and 4, 4 and 6. The multiplication will be 24 and 10. 4 by 6 and 4 plus 6. 24 and 10, 34 and 14. 14 brings you through the 7th gate. 14 comes from 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 8 and 6. That electric company brings you through this 10-world passage, the 10 star. One of the reasons for this, one of the reasons for that reality is 3 by 5 is 15, the letter O that comes into the game. That's your TeCHeConnectT. There's 4 stars of TeCHeConnectT, 1 star of 40. And at the same time, it's going to tell you about the electric moon. The reason for that, once we understand the 10 star, okay, the 7 and 3, the 9 and 1, the 4 and 6, the 2 and 8. Once we understand that 10 star, okay, all we're going to ever do is we're going to connect only 3 strands. Let me see if I got this. How's everybody doing this evening? Seems to be on YouTube too, so no reason to be. No, it's on YouTube, but it's just not as clear. I'm doing a better thing for the Tiki-Talkie. Just want to give you a picture of what's going on here. I mean, this It takes 4 of these into the house. You need 4 of these. A cat is number 24. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 8 and 6. Communication. Since it's number 24, it represents the hexagon. You need a minimum of 4 hexagons to create 1 octagon. So think of that. You need 4 hexagons to create the octagon. It took 4 hexagons to create 1 octagon. If every side had 6 sides, that would be 24 to create the 8 sides over here. Right? Would this be 8 sides of 8 sides equaling to 64? You remember the chess game? 64, 64. The 2 colors in the chess or the checker game. Let's not leave out any games. Where do we find number 32? Half a chessboard. 8 by 4, 32. Pluto, burnt orange. Harley Davidson, 1/3 and 2/3. The purple that comes together, that brings everything together. The burnt orange. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Division of that 7th gate. And where when you have, so let me do this here. That when you have a tail, that when you have, okay, this over here, Mars, the Queen, the Cat, Electric Company, Quebec, the word, I think, Sophie, the other word, 5 and 9, this is the Queen, the game, the card. This over here and this over here is going to give you a time period. It is the lowest and the highest on the dice, and it's where creation comes in. Your 2 and 1 show up, and the reverse is 5 and 6, 11. This is connected creation. Since we see 2 and 1 equals to 3, and 5 and 6 equals to 11, we're going to have 3, 11, or 3 by 11 is 33. 3 plus 11 is 14, and 33 is 47, equaling to time. 47, or the word in G and D and God and Jesus and Messiah and Mashiach and Bull, number 47. It's going to create the word angel within the word. Number 56 is the word 3. It's also the word wolf. Half of what 56 is going to be 28, and that is going to be air. That is going to be man. That is also going to be the lamb. Since lamb is 28, since the wolf is 56, which is 2 times lamb, I now refer this as the 2 full moons of Mars and the 1 lunar moon of Earth. Those are the 3 moons. So when we look at this equation is going to show me, whoa, this equation is going to show me, do you see, let me see if I'm showing this properly. Fox headquarters in rotation, okay, of the birth to the light of life. Passage of 5, 5, and 5. You see this 5 here and this 5 here. These 2 come together as 5. See this one over here? I said it was electric company. It connects to the moon, right? And the reason for that is the 10 star that I showed you, right? Let me just put this up a little bit better here. The 10 star that I showed you, hold on a second. Okay. The 10 star that I showed you, the coming of 1 and 8, 7 and 2, 5 and 4, 3 and 6, where 1 and 2 create 3. And the void within 3 is 6. If I show you, there are 9 on here. Take away 3 to the dot and 6. That would be in the void. That would be your 3 and 6. That would be your creation, your 36, your 360 degrees. Your 3 times 12 equals to what is the yardstick? The 3 times 12. The 2 times 18, the 4 times 9. Only the 3 times 12 equals to the 12 inches of the 3 times 12 yardstick. Sorry, 3 times 4. The closest to number 5 is 3 and 4. The reason for that is the heart of the 5th position on this cube is 3.5, which is the separation between 4 and 3, Earth and Mars, the E worlds, where everything rotates in between these two over here. The moons of Mars inside this one, and the moon of Earth and Mars over here. For some reason, it seems to switch its moons around, right? I like to look at all the moons that go with Mars because Mars moves its household into the life. When we come into the life, we are 1.5 times the value of life, and we end up in Saturn. But through our life, through the 9 birth, we also have to connect the singular moon, Luna, and the 2 moons of Mars, equaling to what is our 9 birth, 612. It just so happens that the moon is 2,160 miles. The moon, our moon, which is 1.5 times the 1440 in our day, which is 1.5 times the 60 of our life from the 90 of our birth, reducing into the 60. We also have to note that when we work with 60, it doesn't work into all sports the same way. We only play 48 minutes in basketball. We play 60 minutes in football and other sports of 60 minutes, but we played in 15-minute quarters. We play 90 minutes in soccer. They use the 45 minutes between the 2 periods. It's going to represent the fox. Although we're born into the heavens, it's a split heavens between day and night. 6 and 6 equaling to 12. A ruler is 12 inches. You see this 6 over here? When you have this, it is the number 8. It is 6 of 9. But with this one, it always gets accompanied with this one. 6 never leaves home without it. It's always a 7. It's also noted as 612. This is going to represent the moon, and this is going to represent you sleeping. It's also going to represent the letter N, the number 14, DNA. When I turn it this way, this is going to be you awake. And when you're awake, now listen, remember when it's sitting on the table, there's a possibility there's a tilt in this, like this. When it's running in creation, it's held like this. This is 3 opposite of 3. When it's held this way, we're working at what's on top, but it's really not what's on top. It's really what's on the side, because this shows me I'm sleeping. When I'm sleeping, we have, look at that, the Earth, Mars, moons showing up. And when I'm awake, I'm going to turn it this way, and look at that, I have Venus to Jupiter. I become big or small again. There's where the Z, number 26, the dog, comes into effect. Why do I say that? That when I draw the dots in the center over here and I draw it on paper, you're going to see that what you see in dots right now, and you finish off the form, you're going to see it's going to be those letters H, I, N, and Z. That's the letters it will conform to. So when you look at the 6, it's actually 6 and 1 and 6 and 1. So because it's the same 6 and 1, what happens is you're adding 6, and you didn't use these 2 here, but now you didn't use them here. So can it be the area space used and unused? Because when you turn it this way, I now use the area space here. Unused, I don't use it here. Note that 10 has to just be a decoy to what is actually an area space. You have 2 zeros, you got another area space. 0 counts for an area space. Every area space counts for 5 and 6. Every area space counts for 5 and 6. I usually use it as 6 because you either need why did I count? Oh yes, the complete cube. right, is 6. The minimum number of areas on a dice, sorry, the minimum number of areas that you'll see in this dice is 1. There's 8 that go around. There's 3. There are 6 missing. There are 6. There are 3 missing. There are 2. There are 7 missing. So let me go back. Okay, I disconnected. I reconnected. Okay, to my other phone. Let me see if I missed anything. Say a lie. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the hellos here. People walk in and leave within 2 seconds. Hello, Mohammed. Yeah, hello, Buck, etc. Just looking to see if anybody sent me anything. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning. Let me see where we were. We were talking about the dog and the cat. We were talking about quarters. How about if you look at the ATM? Has anybody had any questions about the ATM? When you look at the ATM, and I can't use any instruments to show you because I'm using both my phone. The ATM, okay. You know what? I have absolutely nobody on my other channel, so I'm just going to keep it on one channel right now, and I'll download it or upload it from this spot.